why we need oral history of Iranian revolution. You probably are aware of native people here. If there wasn't any resistance by those people, the picture that we would have had about the native people were a bunch of good guys, cowboys, and a savage native people. That's what they broadcast. The same thing about Palestinians. If there wasn't any resistance by Palestinian people, 20 years from now, or 100 years from now, there was a Ministry of Palestinian Affairs in Israel dealing with lots of basically people in reserve, or at that time probably they come with another name. So in order to make the history not the way that ruling classes they want, we as a people which struggle to change, we need to have that history repeated until we win. We should not let the winners, the one that they are occupying the land, the one that they are oppressing us, write the history. Because if they write, it will be all distorted history, as you can hear every day. I start first review what happened before revolution. To just give you basically a background, the 1941, I started from 1941. If I go a little bit back, it's Constitutional Revolution, which was back in 1905 and 1911. But it starts from here, because that was the World War II, an occupation of Iran by Allied forces. And at that time, there was a limited freedom for political party. Then it led to the nationalization oil during Mossadegh, and 2 years after that, we had the coup by CIA, which was happened in 1953, and Shah basically came back to power, and lots of leftist people and other nationalist people, they were massacred. 1961 was declaration of the land reform. That was about 10 years after, which under the White Revolution, Shah named that. And thereafter, we had 1971, which was the rise of the guerrilla movement in Iran, which started with two organizations at that time. One was Fadayan, the other one was Mujahideen. They were influenced by Cuban Revolution, as well as Algeria, and also Palestinian. To just give you how Iranian Revolution was related to Palestinian, especially at that time, many guerrillas who fight in Iran, they were trained and also fight in with PLO at that time or other organization in Palestine, and then they transferred to Iran and started. So there was a very deep relation between the guerrilla movement and activists in Iran, especially during 1971 period and Palestinian movement. What happened? It was a sharp increase of oil. Suddenly, it went about 6 times. I remember that there was a gum that about 1 cent, it went to about $1 within 2-year period. It was very resistance of Tehran Shanti developers was one of the big events at that time. It was documented in that book. It's only the volume 1. 14 Shanti developers area in suburb of Tehran were resisting against the attack by municipality of Tehran, which used police and also army to destroy their houses. Those are some of their houses that you can see on the right hand side. Unfortunately, at that time, there wasn't lots of report I couldn't find. But this is what I found about those. These are all those peasants that they lost land, and because of the boom of economy for that period, they came and worked in Tehran. Now, because of the downturn, they don't want them, so they were asking them to leave. And all these houses around the suburb, they want to destroy it. Then after facing the crisis that is coming, in order the ruling class to have one voice and one organization, Shah ordered abandon the two official parties, which was also pro-government, and create the party, Rastakhis party. That was the first congress of that Rastakhis, and on that side. And at the same time, he asked any dissident that not agree, just get the passport and get out of the country. That was like that. But at the same time, to give you an overview, on the contrary of all the propaganda of right wing, Shah wasn't secular. The official religion in Iran, it was Islam, and it wasn't only Islam, it was Shia Isna Ashari. It means you have to have 12 imams and believe in it in order to be official. Everybody else is second-hand citizen. Still it was there during the Shah. And this is the picture of Shah who was in Makkah to be Haji. Jokingly, they call it Haji Shah. And these are the cartoons, how basically everybody from the monarchy, from the top to bottom, they are basically robbing each other, and from the top bottom actually robbing people. And this is a picture of Shah with lots of money in his pocket, crying for poor people. During the same period, reformists, we call it at that time, it was very terminology of liberals. Liberals was a swear word. You want to put down some of your basically opponent, you call him liberal. That was like that. So these liberals, which divided to two factions later on after the uprising started. This is Mehdi Bazargan, the first prime minister selected by Khomeini. This is Furuhar, which was the Ministry of Labor, and this is Shapur Bakhtiyar. They were all in one organization. They were all one range. However, they were writing letters, and during those letters, they were just asking Shah to be monarch and not to be a dictator, respect the law, and warning him of the uprising that is coming. And these letters, I exactly remember, it was like 10 every 2 months or 15. They were all quiet before that. No letter, nothing. Suddenly just they smell the volcano that is coming. At the same time, it was a student movement which, especially in engineering faculties, they were basically the leader of most of the movement. If you look at the number of, for example, leadership during that time of both guerrilla groups, most of them came from the main engineering universities. And then later on it was spread to others. At that time, there were three major trends among the left students in Iran. They call it Line 1, Tudeh Party, which was affiliated with the Soviet Union and pro-government capitalists, that as you saw, similar to that. And they were later on very close collaborator of Khomeini and even involved in attacking and killing communist and leftist groups. Fadayan Khalq was a guerrilla group which, as I said, was influenced by Cuban Revolution, and they were Line 3, which was a small group working in factory. They didn't believe in guerrilla movement, and among them were Maoists and other similar groups. During that period of uprising, Line 2 was the most dominant forces in universities, which was the guerrilla movement.